الحمد لله أحمده تعالى وأستعينه وأستهديه وأستغفره وأعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهد الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، له الملك وله الحمد، يحيي ويميت وهو على كل شيء قدير، إقرارا بربوبيته وإرغاما لمن جحد به وكفر. وأشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا وحبيبنا وطبيبنا وقائدنا ومولانا محمدا عليه الصلاة والسلام بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة وجاهد في الله حق جهاده لتكون كلمة الله هي العليا. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على حبيبنا وشفيعنا ونبينا وطبيبنا وقائدنا ومولانا محمدا عليه الصلاة والسلام، صلاة ترضيك وترضيه وترضى بها عنا يا رب العالمين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد. My dear brothers and sisters, we continue on the very important subject of Al-Hijrah, the migration of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam from Mecca to Medina, and the lessons we learn from the Hijrah. My dear brothers and sisters, Islam is an active religion. Islam deenun haraki. You have to show your faith in actions. That's why it is all about haraka, mawqif amali, practical proof that you love Allah and His Messenger. Passive admiration does not benefit. To say I have iman only, faith, and no actions to prove your faith, you don't benefit from it. That's why the Prophet ﷺ said, ليس الإيمان بالتمني ولا بالتحلي ولكن الإيمان ما وقر في القلب صدقه العمل. Iman is not what you claim or you pretend. Iman is what resides in the heart and proved by actions. It's all about your actions to benefit from your faith. يا أيها الذين آمنوا ما لكم إذا قيل لكم انفروا في سبيل الله اثاقلتم إلى الأرض أرضيتم بالحياة الدنيا من الآخرة فما متاع الحياة الدنيا في الآخرة إلا قليل. Allah is telling us, oh you believe, what's the matter with you when you are told to stand for justice, to stand for what is good, to stand for the truth? You become lazy and you go down to the earth. Are you pleased with this life compared to the hereafter? The pleasure of this life compared to the hereafter is nothing. We need to choose Allah. That's what Hijrah is all about. Movement, actions, preferring Allah to everything else. Haraka. A father was very scholar and knowledgeable, and the son is ignorant and jahil. The father has a lot of knowledge, the son has no knowledge, and the son all the time praises his father. My father is a scholar, my father is a scholar. After 15 years, the son remained ignorant and the father remained scholar. To praise the good is not enough. Be a scholar. Do like your father. Improve yourself. Don't just say I love Allah, Islam, Al-Kaaba, the Prophet, MashaAllah, I'm so proud to be a Muslim. If you don't program your life according to Islam, the Iman does not benefit without doing actions to show your Iman. Iblis had Iman. Iblis believed in Allah as creator. قال أنا خير من خلقتني من نار وخلقته من طين. I am better than him. You created me from fire, you created him from dust. He knew Allah خالق. He knew Allah Aziz. قال فبعزتك لأغوينهم أجمعين. By your عزة يا Allah, I will deceive them all. Allah Aziz, he knew that. He knew there is day of judgment. قال ربي فأنظرني إلى يوم يبعثون. My Lord, give me extension till the day of resurrection. He wants extension till the day of resurrection. So his iman did not benefit him. Allah told him, make sujood, do actions, follow my beloved one Adam alayhi salam. Give loyalty, give support, give respect to Adam alayhi salam. He refused. And he became cursed. His iman did not benefit him. We need to act on our faith. So my dear brother and sister, Hijrah, our position from the Hijrah. What is our relationship to the Hijrah? We talk about the Prophet and migration, and he did this and he planned this, mashallah, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, beautiful. But we need to focus, what is my relationship? What is the relationship of the mu'min, alaqatul mu'min bil hijrah? because that's what important for us. What is our relationship with hijrah? Number one, al-hijrah haraka. Hijrah is movement. Hijrah is haraka, movement towards Allah. وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَلَمْ يُهَاجِرُوا مَا لَكُم مِّنْ وَلَايَتِهِم مِّن شَيْءٍ حَتَّى يُهَاجِرُوا. Those who believe and do not make hijrah, you don't have to worry about them till they make hijrah. This ayah came because some Muslims in Mecca believed in Allah and the Prophet, but did not make hijrah to Medina, did not join the Prophet in Medina. Did not join the believers in Medina. So Allah says, those who believe did not make hijrah to Medina, you don't have to worry about them till they make hijrah. Till they migrate. Actions. Islam is all about action. وَسَارِعُوا إِلَى مَغْفِرَةٍ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ وَجَنَّةٍ عَرْضُهَا السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضُ عِدَّةٌ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Hurry in the race for Jannah and forgiveness from Allah. And what description of those muttaqeen, righteous people who are supposed to be hurry? Don't take your time. Don't sleep. Don't think tomorrow, next month, next year I will help, I will donate, I will support. 10 years I will go for Hajj. 15 years I will make peace with Allah. Do it from now. وَسَارِعُوا, Allah says. الذين ينفقون في السراء والضراء والكاظمين الغيظ والعافين عن الناس والله يحب المحسنين, to the end of the ayat. Infaq and amal salih and forgiveness, controlling your anger. Islam is actions, actions. إن الله لا ينظر إلى صوركم ولا إلى أجسامكم ولكن ينظر إلى قلوبكم وأعمالكم. Allah does not look at your pictures and at your bodies. Allah looks at your heart and your actions. So we need to do actions. فمن كان يرجو لقاء ربه فليعمل عملا صالحا ولا يشرك بعبادة ربه أحدا. The one who hope to meet Allah, let him do good deeds and let him not associate partner with Allah. فليعمل عملا صالحا ولا يشرك بعبادة ربه أحدا. We need to show Allah our amal. If we don't love because of Allah and give because of Allah and connect because of Allah and get angry because of Allah and be happy because of Allah and raise our children because of Allah and choose our job because of Allah and our friend because of Allah, then we are not showing Allah our iman in actions. That's what is hijrah. It's all about harakah. Coming to the masjid is hijrah. Teaching the Quran, learning the Quran, making peace between brothers and sisters, husband, wife, friends. Teaching someone, helping someone to find a job, helping someone to know the truth, educating someone, serving the community. All those things, you are doing hijrah to Allah. Raising your children in hijrah to Allah. Loving your children. Treating them with love and respect. Providing for them. Providing for your wife. Working. Earning your living. All those actions are hijrah, with your good intention towards Allah Azza wa Jal. So hijrah is haraka. نحو الحق. One of the haraka is towards the truth. You know, and haraka away from evil. بعيدا عن الشر. Someone offered you a job, but the job is horrible or bad or wrong or unlawful. We stay away. Someone offered you, money, and false money, and unlawful money. You stay away. You reject a party because there is maybe drink, there is gambling, there is drugs, there is something wrong in it. You reject the wrong friend. You stay away from the wrong party, the wrong friend, the wrong job, the wrong community, the wrong environment. Away from shar, away from evil. المسلم من سلم المسلمون من لسانه ويده والمهاجر من هاجر معناها الله. And the Muslim, that every Muslim is safe from his hand and his tongue. And the migrant one, the one who migrates from what Allah has forbidden. When you migrate away from haram, when you migrate away from alcohol, when you migrate away from backbiting, when you migrate away from unlawful things, you are doing hijrah to Allah Azza wa Jal. So hijrah is all the time we are doing hijrah toward the truth, away from evil, away from haram, away from, disobedience of Allah Azza wa Jal, away from shaitan towards Allah. Haraka continuously. And hijrah also sometimes is physical trip. No one can go to Mecca and make a trip from Mecca to Medina and I'm muhajir. I'm muhajir now, brother, because the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, لا هجرة بعد الفتح ولكن جهاد ونية. No more hijrah after conquering of Mecca. Once Mecca is conquered, no more hijrah. You can't go to Mecca, make a trip with the train or the bus or your own private car. And then you say, أنا مهاجر. I made hijrah from Mecca to Medina. Hijrah is over after the conquering of Mecca. But there is jihad, there is striving for the sake of Allah, there is intention. You do good deeds. You seek the pleasure of Allah. Every minute you can do hijrah. Now we are in the masjid here, we all muhajir. We are coming to Allah. We are coming to the house of Allah. When you make peace between your brothers and sisters, you are making hijrah. When you seek knowledge, you are making hijrah. So hijrah is continuous hijrah towards Allah Azza wa Jal. However, even though no more physical hijrah, but the meaning of the hijrah still applies. If someone lives in a village like Mecca, persecution, you can't worship Allah, you can't build a masjid, you can't teach about Islam, you can't raise your children. And there is another city or village next to you where they have Muslim school or masjid or community and friends. And you can't change the condition where you are in a nice way, in a good way. Then what is your solution? You make physical hijrah from A to B. If the condition of Mecca and Medina applies to A and B, you go from A to B. And this is the last resort. So it is physical hijrah. There still applies. You make hijrah for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal. Because لا طاعة لمخلوق في معصية الخالق. We don't obey anyone in the disobedience of Allah. You can't justify doing wrong things because I was told to do this, because I can't do otherwise. There is no justification to do evil at all. We need to obey Allah first. So my dear brother and sister, الهجرة هي هجرة نفسية قبل أن تكون physical hijrah. A psychological trip. A spiritual trip before you do physical action to change your conditions. Spiritually, psychologically, Ya Allah, inna hada munkar Allah arda. This is wrong, I don't accept it. So inside of you, you make hijrah. You start the movement inside of you. You start the transformation inside of you. Hijrah is continuous actions, continuous searching for the truth, continuous running away from evil and trouble and haram, continuously try to please Allah Azza wa Jal in all types of good deeds. My dear brothers and sisters, عبادة في الهرج, as the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, عبادة في الهرج كهجرة إلي. When you worship Allah in the time of harj means tribulation, fitna, test, hardship, difficulties, like you are making hijrah to me. You are making migration to me. And we all know that we are living now in the time of harj, fitna. In the time of fitna, where the principles are switched, the value system is switched. The right becomes wrong and the wrong becomes right. Where sometimes you can't even speak to defend yourself. If you speak, there is problem. If you don't speak, there is worse problem. People are killing each other around the world. Ask the one who is killing and the one who is killed why. No one knows what's going on. Fitna everywhere. Bloodshed everywhere. Wars everywhere. The assumptions is evil. If someone is helping someone, he must have hidden agenda. Why he's helping? Why he's serving? Because everyone assumes everyone else is bad. So if someone is doing good, why? Why he's doing good? What's his intention? It must be something hidden. This is the time of fitna, the time of tribulation. The liar becomes truthful and the truthful becomes liar, and no one knows what's going on, and things are mixed up and people are confused. Satellite, internet, movies, multimedia, cell phones, you can name it, magazines, newspaper. In this time of tribulation and confusion, when you worship Allah, when you come to the masjid, when you raise your children, you are making hijrah towards Allah and His Messenger. We have the opportunity to be muhajir, my dear brothers and sisters. The basic assumption in the Quran and the basic verse in Surah An-Nisa, which is the standard and the main reason and the main explanation of the hijrah in Surah An-Nisa, is the following verse. الذين توفاهم الملائكة ظالمي أنفسهم قالوا فيما كنتم قالوا كنا مستضعفين في الأرض قالوا ألم تكن أرض الله واسعة فتهاجروا فيها فأولئك مأواهم جهنم وساءت مصيرا. And the next verse, إلا المستضعفين من الرجال والنساء والولدان لا يستطيعون حيلة ولا يهتدون سبيلا فأولئك عسى الله أن يعفو عنهم وكان الله عفوا غفورا. ومن يهاجر في سبيل الله يجد في الأرض مراغما كثيرا وسعا ومن يخرج من بيته مهاجرا إلى الله ورسوله ثم يدركه الموت فقد وقع أجره على الله وكان الله غفورا رحيما. صدق الله العظيم. Beautiful ayat. Those who the angels take their souls, ظالمي أنفسهم, they have been doing wrong to themselves. What is ظالم of the nafs? Someone follow the haram, he's doing injustice to himself. Someone lying, cheating, doing wrong thing, doesn't pray, he's doing injustice to himself. Someone is doing sins and ma'asi, he's doing injustice to himself. When they are dying and the angel is taking their soul, they will be asked, فِيمَ كُنْتُمْ, what was your story? Why you are doing this? Why you were like this? They will give an excuse. They say, we were oppressed. We were weak. مُسْتَضْعَفِينَ. We were weak. We were forced to. We couldn't help our situation. The angels will tell them, we're in the land of Allah so wide. Why didn't you move? Why didn't you go to another town, to another village, to change your condition, to change your community, social diet, change your friend, change your job, change your, way of life. Move, do something. Try to make islah. Ardullah wasi'ah. Why didn't you migrate? Why didn't you move out from your bad condition? And Allah says they are in the hellfire. What a bad place to be. No excuse to say I'm oppressed, I'm weak, I couldn't help it. Mustada'afin has two meanings. Mustada'afin, one meaning of mustada'afin, external force telling you don't pray, don't fast, don't go to the masjid. There are places around the world you can't pray in the masjid. You can't build a masjid. If you go to the masjid, you get arrested sometimes. There are places in the world you can't say I'm Muslim, you can't say I want to fast, you change your name, you have to hide. So you are forced not to become a Muslim, forced not to fast, forced not to raise your children according to the way of Allah. You are mustad'af, qahran, you are maqhoor. Someone is forcing you. And mustad'af also could be da'if from inside. You are weak from inside. Freedom, 100% freedom. Do whatever you want. But sometimes a brother or a young man or someone would say, brother, if I stay in this family or with this community or this school or this university or this job, in a month I will leave Islam. In a month I'll be doing like shaitan. Because I can't resist anymore the temptation. I can't resist alcohol. I can't resist drugs. I can't resist the unlawful things. Weakness. Total freedom and choice. But brother, I feel weak. Then you have to do something to save yourselves. Whether you are oppressed within or externally, it's not accepted to say, brother, I was weak. I couldn't help it. I couldn't do anything about it. I was forced to do it because the peer pressure. Peer pressure is not an excuse. Ibrahim alayhi salam was ummah by oneself, by one person. He changed the community, one person. He refused the wrong. It's all hijrah about standing for yourself. Those who are weak, they accept their environment. Those who are weak, they cannot change their environment. But those who are strong and brave and have vision, they change their environment and have big impact on their environment. And they can't even reject the environment if it is wrong. My dear brother and sister, we need to be heroes. We need to be strong, not weak. But Allah Azza gave us the exception. Except those who are oppressed from men and women and children, they can't do nothing about their situation and they are stuck. There are places around the world, people are forced not to pray, not to read Quran, not to build masjid, not to praise Allah. And they are stuck in a village or somewhere. They have no visa, no passport, no money, no ticket. No one is giving them any way out. Brother, what can I do? No one is giving me visa, no one is giving me money, no one is giving me, I can't move to any other, I'm staying in this village and I'm surrounded by people who tell me you can't pray, you can't fast, you can't. Allah said, except those people who can't do nothing about their situation. Allah is merciful. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. Allah will not ask any nafs but to do what it can. If it is beyond your ability, Allah will not punish you for that. Allah will test your intention. That's why hijrah is test of the intention. Why did you move? Why did you give? Why didn't you give? Why did you move to this place? Why did you build this? Why did you start this project? Everything is test for the intention. Why you are making harakah? Why you are making choices? Testing your intention is the hijrah. So hijrah, Allah tests you. إنما الأعمال بالنيات وإنما لكل امرئ ما نوى فمن كانت هجرته إلى الله ورسوله فهجرته إلى الله ورسوله ومن كانت هجرته لدنيا يصيبها أو امرأة ينكحها فهجرته إلى ما هاجر إليه. All these are judged according to intention. Every man will get what he has intended for. Whose migration for Allah and His Messenger, his migration for Allah and His Messenger, and whose migration for dunya, for money, for job, for business, for ego, for self, fulfillment, for his desire, for show off, or to marry a woman, or whatever other dunya. His migration for whatever he has migrated for. Hijrah is testing our intention. Hijrah is tadhiyah, sacrifice. We sacrifice for Allah. We show Allah how much we love Him more than anything else. We don't use only the mizan al-maddi faqat, the scale of maddi. What's in it for me? Money, job, my house, my comfort, my luxury, my cars, my computers, my games, What is the scale of akhirah? You should use mizan al-sharia, the Islamic scale. Does this please Allah? Does this cause the anger of Allah? Do I get closer to Allah? Does this take me to Jannah or to hellfire? That is our scale. Before you do anything, is it pleasing Allah or not? That's it, one scale. Don't look with one eye, we have two eyes. Don't look at dunya, look at the akhirah also. And the akhirah comes first. Hijrah is to prefer Allah to anything else. And تؤثر طاعة الله على مصالحك المادية. To prefer to obey Allah over your own materialistic interest and over your own needs, over your hajat. If you prefer Allah and your principles and your values over your needs, you are hero, you are muhajir. So Allah gave exception. Those who are stuck in a place they can't change, then Allah will forgive them. فَأُولَٰئِكَ عَسَى اللَّهُ أَن يَعْفُوَ عَنْهُمْ وَكَانَ اللَّهُ عَفُوًّا غَفُورًا. Inshallah, Allah will pardon them. Because we are here to please Allah. So if I can't please Allah in one place, we make islah. Try to correct your situation. Try to change it in a nice way. You were prevented. You were told you cannot change your condition. You are not allowed to change your conditions. You'll be persecuted if you try to change your condition. Then you move out. There is no justification to stay in the wrong place with the wrong community or the wrong people. Someone went to study to a city to study at the university. He applied, he was rejected. What's your goal, brother? I want the board, I want the degree. Okay, this city, the university rejected you. If you stayed in that city, why are you staying in this city? You will never get a degree here. You told me your objective to get the degree and the certificate, right? Yeah, move somewhere else. Next town they have 2 universities. Another town has 3 universities. Keep applying, and changing your condition till you get accepted and get your degree. We are here to worship Allah. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. We are here to please Allah. If I can't get my certificate to Jannah in one village, I move to another village. In one town, I move to another town. In one friendship, I go to another friendship. Social diet. My dear brother and sister, till I am able to get my certificate. That way Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, why did he move from Mecca? You know what he told Mecca when he left Mecca? He looked at it. Before he left, he said, وَاللَّهِ إِنَّكِ لَخَيْرُ بِلَادِ اللَّهِ وَأَحَبُّ بِلَادِ اللَّهِ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَلَوْلَا أَنَّ قَوْمَكِ أَخْرَجُونِي مَا خَرَجْتُ. You are the best land in the earth for Allah. And you are the most beloved land to Allah. And you are the best land and the most beloved land to Allah. If it wasn't that your people made me leave, I would not have left you. He chose Allah over everything else. He was looking for his akhirah, not for his dunya. So all the time, use the scale of akhirah. A sheikh was giving a lecture in a place. There were many doctors. And he was telling them, if someone is not sure the son of his son is a Muslim, he should move from his neighborhood to another neighborhood. Means your son and your son, his grandson, will not be Muslim, move. A doctor came to him crying, telling me, you are saying the son of my son, if not Muslim, I have to move. My own son is not Muslim. My own son is not Muslim. I have to worry about the grandson. I lost my own son. My dear brothers and sisters, we need to make sure we provide beautiful environment for our community, for ourselves, for our children, for our grandchildren, for our brothers, for our sisters. We need to make sure we worship Allah in the time of harj and fitna and tribulation. Hijrah is thabat. Hijrah is steadfasting. That, Ya Allah, in spite of the difficulties, I'm still worshiping you. And Tadhiya, Sayyidina Ali ibn Abi Talib stayed in his bed. He was willing to be killed for the sake of Allah. Hijrah is mahabbah to Allah. We show Allah how much we love Him. The companion welcomed Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam with the beautiful song, طلع البدر علينا من ثنيات الوداع وجب الشكر علينا ما دعا لله داع أيها المبعوث فينا جئت بالأمر المطاع جئت شرفت المدينة مرحبا يا خير داع. So they are making, celebration to welcome Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Hijrah is takhtit, planning. Our life should be planned. If we don't plan, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Hijrah is planning our lives. Hijrah is tawakkul on Allah. We trust in Allah and we do it. Ya Allah, help us. We do the action, but Ya Allah, you guide us, you help us, you save us. But we need to trust in Allah. We need to plan. Hijrah is test for the muhajir and al-muhajir ilayhi, those who migrate and those who are migrated to them. Look what happened Ansar and Muhajirin. They loved each other, they helped each other, they supported each other. They opened their homes for their Muhajirin. They gave the food, the money, the business. They shared with no hesitation. And those who were Muhajirin did not take advantage. Show me the market so I can work and earn my living and support my community. Don't just give me, let me give also. So it's test for those, it's test for the Muhajir and the Muhajir ilayh. Allah wants to see how we treat each other. Are we generous? My dear brother and sister, it's not enough to talk about how this companion helped this companion and this brother helped that brother, all those historical stories, beautiful, mashallah. But hijrah is to bring real life examples. When I bring hijrah to our community, when I be able to stand here and say, look at this brother, he helped this family. Look at this sister, she helped this family. Look at this brother, he gave this. We need to talk about real, current stories, temporary examples of hijrah and sacrifice and tadhiyah. We don't want just to live in the past. We need to bring hijrah to the present. That's why we are learning lessons. What is my and your relationship with hijrah? We don't want to live the past only. We need to live the present. We need to make real stories so people can talk. So our children can point to us, and our grandchildren, they can point to us also what we did and what we sacrificed. Otherwise, we cannot just live in the past. Hijrah, my dear brothers and sisters, is planning, is tawakkul in Allah, is test for the intention, is tadhiyah. Hijrah is to move from theory to practice, from jama'ah and a group to community, to organizations, to discipline, from thought and idea and fikra to real life system, to move from a copy of the check. Someone has $1 million copy of the check. He looks at the check, mashallah, so beautiful. I enjoy the money. Brother, you can't cash the check. To move from a copy of $1 million check to be able to live and cash the check. To move from a map, blue map of a beautiful palace, huge palace, but you have the blue map, to build it and live in it and enjoy it. Hijrah is movement from division to unity, from selfishness to caring, from ihmal to ihtimam. To ihmal, you don't care, neglection, to be caring. From stinginess to generosity, from ma'asi ila ta'at, from disobedience to obedience. From sleeping to waking up. Running away from homework and responsibilities to run towards your homework and responsibilities. Hijrah is firarun ila Allah. فَفِرُّوا إِلَى اللَّهِ إِنِّي لَكُمْ مِنْهُ نَذِيرٌ مُبِينٌ. Run away to Allah. That's what hijrah is all about. My dear brother and sister, so hijrah is about running away from shaitan, from evil, from haram towards truth, from war and hatred towards love and peace, from, being wrong to being right, from being ignorant, jahl, towards ilm and knowledge and hikmah. And you can think about many, many types of hijrah. Every second we do hijrah. That's why we talk about the hijrah. My dear brother and sister, Allah said in the Quran, وَمَنْ يُهَاجِرْ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ يَجِدْ فِي الْأَرْضِ مُرَاغَمًا كَثِيرًا وَسَعًا. The good news about hijrah, if someone sacrificed for Allah, you will find better opportunities. Don't think you are a loser. Oh brother, I sacrificed my job. I was making 200,000, now I'm making maybe 100,000. Or I'm making 100,000, now I'm making 60,000. But you did it for the sake of Allah, you are a hero. You saved your children, you saved yourself from the fire. That's more important. Because we're not looking materialistic scale, we're looking the akhirah. Any minute we can go to Allah. You have to meet Him face to face. Are we ready? Plan for yourself. Plan for your grave, plan for your akhirah. Love your children. The most important thing we can do, raise your children, love your children, spend time with your children, teach your children. Teach them and educate them for time different than your time. And think for them and love them and enable them to be the best they can be. And be the best friends and have rahmah and mercy towards your children. My dear brother and sister, that's why we need to do hijrah. And sometimes when you make right decision, people might laugh at you. Oh, you rejected this big offer? You rejected this big job? I know a brother, he has 3 stores. He said, I have 3 stores, but they are taking all my time. I have no time for my children. My children now 10 and 12 and 13. They need a lot of attention. I decided to get rid and close 2 stores and leave only 1. I looked at this brother, I said, Subhanallah. Are you sure? He said, yes. I told him, you are a hero. You are closing 2 stores, a lot of money. Just one, I told him, 1, I can handle it, but I have time for my family more. Because I want to save my children from the fire. That's hijrah towards Allah. ما ترك عبد شيئا لله إلا عوضه الله خيرا منه. Anything you leave for the sake of Allah, Allah will compensate for you better than it. And Allah said in the Quran to assure us, وَمَنْ يُهَاجِرْ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ يَجِدْ فِي الْأَرْضِ مُرَاغَمًا كَثِيرًا وَسَعًا. مُرَاغَمًا يعني يرغم به أنف المخاصمين. Those who tell him, why you did this, brother? Are you crazy? Why you close this store? Why did it? Allah will give him opportunities. Those who made hijrah, 80 Muslims, they became the leaders of the whole world. Otherwise they would have become shepherds in the desert. They became the leaders of the world because of their hijrah. So you are a hero. You will find مراغما كثيرا وسعة ومن يخرج من بيته مهاجرا إلى الله ورسوله ثم يدركه الموت. The one who leaves his house making hijrah for Allah and His Messenger, and then he dies. Death come to him. Accident, death, sudden, whatever, sickness. فقد وقع أجر على الله. Allah will give him the credit. Someone heard this ayah, said, this ayah for me. I have money, I have clinic, I have this, I have so many things, but I need to make hijrah to Allah. I'm away from Allah. He closed his stuff and his business and his stuff, and he moved to the next community where he can worship Allah and save himself and his children from the fire. After he reached the new community, 1 week, he passed away. فَقَدْ وَقَعَ أَجْرُهُ عَلَى اللَّهِ. He received the credit from Allah. That was his intention. My dear brothers and sisters, we can talk a lot about the hijrah and the lessons from the hijrah. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لكم فاستغفروه فإذا مستغفرين استغفر الله. عباد الله، أوصيكم نفسي الخاطئ بتقوى الله، واعلموا بأن الله أمركم بأمر عميم زادكم فيه تشريفا وتكريما. قال الله تعالى في كتابه الكريم: إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم، وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. وارض اللهم عن الصحابة والتابعين وتابعين بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. My dear brothers and sisters, we are in the month of Muharram, one of the sacred months. And in a few days, inshallah, particularly this coming Tuesday, will be the 10th of Muharram, the day of Ashura. And the sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is to fast the day of Ashura. And in one hadith, أحتسب على الله أن يكفر السنة التي قبله, that inshallah Allah will forgive the year which is before. So fasting the day of Ashura will inshallah forgive for 1 year, the previous year. So I encourage myself and you to take advantage of the day of Ashura, the Tuesday, and to fast that day. And the sunnah, if you can do the Tasi' with that Ashir, 9 and the 10, or the 10 and the 11, or the 9 and the 10 and the 11, even you get more credit. Inshallah we will have in our community here an iftar on that day in the masjid, and dua before, inshallah, following the sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. And at the same time, we need not forget, my dear brother and sister, what happened and took place in the day of Ashura, in the 10th of Muharram, which is the event of Karbala, where Imam al-Hussein radiallahu anh and the family of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam, they gave their lives, they gave their families, they gave everything they have for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal. Imam al-Hussein radiallahu anh, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam يقول: الحسن والحسين سيدا شباب أهل الجنة. الحسن والحسين إمامان قاما أو قعدا. الحسن والحسين هما ريحانتاي من الدنيا. الحسن والحسين, they are my flowers in this dunya. They are imams, whether they stand or sit. They are my beauty in this life. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, they are the master of the youth of heaven. We need to know what did our master do, and why our master stood up for justice and for peace and for against tyranny and aggression. When he stood against the aggression and against the wrong, and he tried to purify the sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and he was willing to give his life. Imam al-Hussein made hijrah with his families. the family of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Imam al-Hussein, the son of Fatima radiallahu anha and the son of Ali bin Abi Talib radiallahu anhu, and the grandson of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, who loved him and raised him and told us in one hadith when he was born and he was carrying him, he said, Husaynun minni wa ana min Husayn. Ahabba Allah man ahabba Husayna wa abghad Allah man abghada Husayna. Husayn is from me and I am from Husayn. May Allah love the one who loved Imam al-Hussein, and may Allah hate the one who hate Imam al-Hussein. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is giving us the message. If you want to know to the side of the truth, if you want to know with someone who Allah loves, if you want to know to be with the master of youth in Jannah, then you have to know about Imam al-Hussein radiallahu anhu. And what makes Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam sad will make us sad till the day of judgment. What will make our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam happy will make us happy till the day of judgment. So we need to follow the example of Sayyidina al-Hussein radiallahu anhu. Sayyid al-Shuhada'i Hamza wa imamun qama wa rajlun qama ila imamin ja'ir fa'amarahu fanahahu faqatala. Imam al-Hussein is among the master of the martyrs. Teach us a lesson of bravery and martyrdom, standing for justice, standing for the truth, standing for evil, even with few people, because you stand for your principles and you stand to please Allah Azza wa Jal. So we need not forget Imam al-Hussein. We need to follow the example of his life and the family of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. رب اغفر وارحم وأنت خير الراحمين. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إنا كنا من الظالمين. اللهم أجرنا من النار يا مجير يا مجير يا مجير. ربنا اغفر لنا ولوالدينا وللمؤمنين يوم يقوم الحساب. رب اجعلني مقيم الصلاة ومن ذريتي ربنا وتقبل دعاء. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. وصلى اللهم على حبيبنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. We need not also forget our brother and sister in Palestine. اللهم احفظهم يا رب العالمين. اللهم كن معهم يا رب العالمين وفرج عنهم واجبر ضعفهم واجبر كسرهم يا جابر كل كسير يا أرحم الراحمين. اشفي مرضاهم وداوي جرحاهم. وصل اللهم على حبيبنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. عباد الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. وأقم الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له. استووا الصلاة يرحمني ويرحمكم الله. استووا لا تختلفوا وأثابني وأثابكم الله. Please make sure you fill all the lines, all the gaps, because sometimes some lines are not filled completely. So we give time for the brothers who are in the back. Please make sure one line at a time. Make sure someone will come and fill the lines. Please fill all the lines, shoulder to shoulders. Jazakumullah khair. Allahu Akbar. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. فلينظر الإنسان إلى طعامه أنا صببنا الماء صبا ثم شققنا الأرض شقا فأنبتنا فيها حبا وعنبا وقضبا وزيتونا ونخلا وحدائق غلبا وفاكهة وأبا متاعا لكم ولأنعامكم. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. ويل للمطففين الذين إذا اكتالوا على الناس يستوفون وإذا كالوهم أو وزنوهم يخسرون. ألا يظن أولئك أنهم مبعوثون ليوم عظيم يوم يقوم الناس لرب العالمين. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.